Influence is an art, a delicate interplay of words, actions, and emotions designed to guide others toward a particular outcome. While traditional influence often relies on direct persuasion, reverse psychology takes a different route. It taps into the complex mechanisms of human behavior, using subtlety and paradox to inspire people to act in ways they might otherwise resist. At its core lies the principle of reactance, the innate human tendency to rebel against perceived restrictions on autonomy. Imagine a child refusing to eat their vegetables until they're told they're not allowed to have any. Or consider someone hesitating to take an opportunity only to seize it enthusiastically when it's framed as exclusive or fleeting. These scenarios illustrate how reverse psychology can turn resistance into cooperation, indifference into enthusiasm. The key to mastering this technique is understanding human psychology, respecting individuality, and employing these strategies with genuine intentions rather than manipulation. In this in-depth exploration, we'll delve into 7 nuanced strategies for using reverse psychology to win people over, focusing on how each technique can create trust, inspire action, and strengthen relationships. By the end, you'll have a roadmap for influencing others in ways that empower and uplift them while achieving your goals. 1. Using prohibition to ignite desire. One of the most fundamental principles of reverse psychology is the power of prohibition. The moment something is deemed off-limits, its allure often increases. This phenomenon stems from our innate drive to assert independence and reclaim perceived lost freedom. When people are told they cannot have something, their curiosity and desire for it tend to spike. This principle is evident in marketing tactics that emphasize scarcity, such as limited-time offers or exclusive memberships. By framing a product or opportunity as rare or restricted, marketers create a sense of urgency and desirability. On a personal level, this strategy can be used effectively in everyday interactions. For example, telling a friend, "You probably won't enjoy this event. It's not really your style," can pique their curiosity and make them want to attend. The psychology behind this approach is simple. When freedom of choice feels restricted, people often act to restore it. By carefully crafting your words to introduce a sense of prohibition, you can guide others toward actions they may have initially resisted. 2. Challenging their capability to inspire action. Human beings have an inherent need to prove themselves. When someone's ability or determination is subtly questioned, it often triggers a drive to rise to the challenge. This aspect of reverse psychology leverages the principle of self-affirmation, people's desire to confirm their competence and worth. For instance, if a colleague is hesitant to take on a leadership role, saying, "I'm not sure this is something you're ready for," might motivate them to step up and prove otherwise. This strategy works best when the challenge is framed respectfully and constructively. It's not about belittling someone, but about inspiring them to see their own potential. Psychologically, this approach taps into intrinsic motivation, encouraging individuals to act not because they're told to, but because they want to prove their capabilities. When used with care, it can inspire confidence and growth, fostering both personal and professional development. 3. Giving the freedom to choose. At the heart of effective reverse psychology is respecting people's need for autonomy. Direct instructions or demands often trigger resistance, while framing a suggestion as a choice allows individuals to feel in control. This technique not only reduces defensiveness, but also increases the likelihood of a positive response. For example, instead of saying, "You should really take this job offer," try, "It's entirely up to you, but this opportunity seems like it could align with your goals." By presenting the choice as theirs, you remove pressure and empower them to make a decision based on their own reasoning. Research in psychology underscores that autonomy enhances motivation and engagement. People are more likely to follow through with decisions when they feel they've made them independently. This method creates a sense of mutual respect, building trust, and strengthening relationships. 4. Agreeing to the opposite to defuse resistance. Sometimes, the most effective way to influence someone is by agreeing with their objections. This counterintuitive approach, known as reverse persuasion, works by lowering the other person's defenses. When people no longer feel the need to argue or justify their position, they often reconsider their stance on their own. For instance, if someone says, "I don't think this project is worth pursuing," responding with, "You're right. Maybe it's not the right time," can lead them to reevaluate their perspective. This method is particularly effective in high-stress or contentious situations where direct confrontation might escalate resistance. The key to success with this technique is maintaining a calm, nonchalant demeanor. By agreeing with their initial reluctance, you create a psychological pause that allows them to view the situation more objectively. 5. Encouraging action through subtle rebellion. Rebellion against authority or perceived control is a deeply ingrained human trait. Reverse psychology harnesses this tendency by framing a suggestion as something the other person doesn't need to do. This approach plays on the individual's desire to assert independence while subtly guiding them toward the desired outcome. For example, telling a hesitant team member, "You don't have to contribute to this project if you're not interested," often prompts them to step up voluntarily. This tactic works by removing pressure and appealing to their intrinsic motivation to prove their value. Psychologists have found that people are more likely to engage in behaviors when they feel those actions are self-directed. By framing your suggestions in a way that allows for rebellion, you empower individuals to take ownership of their decisions. 6. Surprising expectations to build trust. Defying expectations is a powerful way to build trust and influence others. When people anticipate a certain reaction and you provide the opposite, it disarms them and opens the door for deeper connection. For instance, if someone expects you to push hard for a sale, stepping back and saying, "I don't want to pressure you. Take your time to decide," can create a sense of trust and authenticity. This approach works because it signals that you prioritize their needs over your agenda. By breaking stereotypes and reducing pressure, you foster an environment where people feel comfortable and valued. 7. Fostering intrinsic motivation by aligning with values. The most effective influence occurs when it aligns with an individual's values and goals. Reverse psychology can be used to foster intrinsic motivation, encouraging people to act because they genuinely want to, not because they feel coerced. For example, instead of saying, "You need to exercise," saying, "Many people feel more energized and focused after exercising, but it's entirely up to you," allows them to connect the action to their personal well-being. This strategy works by framing the suggestion in a way that resonates with their inner desires and aspirations. By aligning your influence with their values, you create a sense of authenticity that strengthens their commitment to the action. Conclusion: mastering the subtle art of influence. The reverse psychology of influence is a testament to the power of subtlety and empathy in guiding human behavior. By understanding the principles of reactance, autonomy, and intrinsic motivation, you can create interactions that feel empowering rather than coercive. These strategies, when used with genuine intentions, not only help you achieve your goals but also foster trust, respect, and collaboration. Influence is not about control. It's about connection, and reverse psychology is a valuable tool for building those connections in meaningful and lasting ways.